Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to Florida. So yeah, tonight's episode is the final episode for Algos in 10 Season 3, and it's a really fun one. For once, it's not going to be about learning or teaching or anything. It's just going to be a game, for Alex Trebek, Jeopardy game. But with a slight twist, Marvel is having another movie coming out, Wakanda Forever for Black Panther. And to honor that, of course, also to honor a very veteran Marvel superhero, Spider-Man. I was originally going to actually have this as a Halloween episode, but the move out really dragged on and it became a bit of a drag. So I decided to delay it all the way till now, the week for Veterans Day. I'm airing it now on a Tuesday because Hurricane or Tropical Storm Nicole will probably cause power to get shut down. So better do it now than later. So with that being said, tonight's episode is really not any really new content. It's just a really cool way to use React and just a great way to also honor my I guess my partner's way of doing computational audio in a way. This is actually pretty cool. So with that being said, here we go. So yeah, as you can see, this is a really awesome little game I made. It's sort of like Jeopardy, you have like different categories, you have different ways of doing things. They give you a click on here, it's going to flip cards and everything. Right now it's a little bit it's a little bit interesting because there's no scoring point system. And this is all built on React. So I'll show you the play code that I built the React for. So here for this episode, I basically have three main React files, app.jsx, which is JavaScript extension, flipkart.jsx, which is Flipkart React extension, and index.jsx, which is like basically the main of the React, which allows you to run the application. And shout out to my web dev professor, Jose. He's done a great job teaching me web dev in Northeastern, and this is a great throwback to that. And I also actually do some of this work for my job right now for OpenVHG. I also style it really cool with, CSS and everything. So if you want a really good tutorial for this, I'd recommend w3schools.com for React. So very important to learn React if you're going to do web applications. In addition to actually, help bring out the sponsor of tonight's episode, I'm going to grab a little magic box. Give me one moment. Ta-da! Snack magic. That's right. A beautiful, lovely box full of awesome snacks, awesome swags. And it's a great way to, like help out those in need, especially those being displaced by Hurricane Ian or like help out those, in like poverty and stuff. So essentially you buy a bunch of snacks for Snack Magic and you essentially buy the snacks for you and your family and partners, and then the money gets proceeded to the donation charity. So if you want to use snackmagic.com, I'll put that in the description for the episode. You have to be 18 in order to use Snack Magic, but it's worth the effort. So with that being said, I'm going to now show you guys the episode. So I essentially have three main categories for tonight's Jeopardy game. And actually, I will actually let a live caller tonight for tonight's episode tell me which ones are going to be the categories I answer. So it's a real Jeopardy game. So here we go. Let's see. The first call is from my Northeastern friend, and he said I should be doing Kubernetes for $200. Okay, let's go. Kubernetes $200. What's the question? What are two main forms of network services? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. All right, time is up. What is ingress and egress? So if you know the previous episodes from Among Us, ingress is where the network service comes into the Kubernetes container, and egress where it comes out. All right. Oh, my partner Sarah wants me to try Marvel for 400. Oh, okay, girl. Name all of the main Marvel comic universe characters from Captain America's Civil War. Oh, that's a tough one. All right. What is Black Panther, Hawkeye, Captain America himself, Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Spider-Man? And let me check my answers because I actually have the answer for my own Jeopardy game. So you can see it's really fun to make a Jeopardy game. Ah, I actually lose $400 already. I also forgot about Doctor Strange. Whoops, negative 200 for Jason. All right, let's see who else is gonna bring me next. Oh, my boy Victor, okay. Um, oh, trying to give me some leak code. Okay, Victor, I see you. Algorithms are 300. Log classic. What is the step where we named a base case and recursive case in dynamic programming? Oh, well, I call this what is the Bellman equation? Yeah. So that's something we basically do always in Algos 10, like, name the base case, recursive case, and stack formula method. All right, from my old roomie from BU, my bro Graham, he says I should try Marvel for 200. This is easy. Who was the girl that Doctor Strange partnered up in the multiverse? What is America Chavez? From another friend, my boy Aaron from Northeastern, he said, let me try Kubernetes for 300. Aaron, you messed up. What is the command to apply a dry run to Kubernetes deployment? Ooh, that's a good one. What is kubectl apply -f application.yaml -- dry run equal client -o YAML? Boom. That was my gritty. Yes, great job. So obviously you can see this game is just really fun to play. You could ask any question you want, even downright ask a leak code. For example, for this one, for the audience, come up with a pseudocode for counting the number of ones in a bit string. That's really important. So this is actually not the entire episode. I actually have to also walk through the code. So in React, you basically have imports for CSS. And let me tell you something. For my first job ever as internship for custom floors, I basically had to use Bootstrap for my application. So it's very important to understand where you're using your sources from. So in React, you have really, since this is JavaScript, you have a cards array with different IDs, identifications. You have a variant of hover or even click or even, I don't know, any animation you want really. That's one of the benefits of React over WordPress is that you can actually customize your code however you like. Then you have a front and back variable. Moving on forwards, you have the good stuff here, the old HTML, CSS stuff. So you got an export default function for app, which has the props, props like pointer function. They have a bunch of divs in H1, and I did give credit to the Marvel MCU comics for the site link for this. And then it really just comes down to React logic. If you map each card in a higher order function, you basically flip the card. So this is almost like a map in a higher order function for Java or advanced OOD programming. Whom, by the way, I'm not happy with because they were cheating. I don't like cheating in code. So for those guys who are cheated in OOD, fess up. Husky Lou is not happy about that. Moving on to Flipkart, we have something called use state. So I'm going to pull up with the old whiteboard and tell you guys a little bit about stateless and stateful applications, which is a very advanced and cool CS topic. So I'm going to share it with the whiteboards. And look at the beauty of this new Zoom whiteboard. You can collaborate anytime you want. So let me show you an example of a stateful application. And by the way, this is actually really useful if you want to like become a developer. Sorry, not stateful, stateful application. It's very helpful if you want to become like a veteran, get it? A veteran developer is to learn what applications you have. And then of course you have stateless application over here. So for stateful application, you basically have application that runs on something called a state. So you have something called app. And it's a big letter because I want to make sure you guys understand what's going on. And for app, you have two apps essentially, stateful and stateless app. So before I review you guys the answer, think about a second, what is the main difference between the two? And if you think it's only because they have a state or they don't have a state, I'm not going to be too pleased with you. So time's up. All right, stateful app really comes down to what type of state your app is in terms of its, stored procedure or in terms of its process as a software. So if I add in, for example, a database here, a DB to keep track of the app, essentially what I have here, is basically a form of a packet for the app. So I have like an application packet that goes to the database, and the database brings back the app and updates the state. In the AI terms, it's basically called a finite state machine, or FSM. For stateless, you don't have any interaction with the database, and you only have the app standalone. There you go. That is stateful versus stateless. For more topics, check Wikipedia. So that being said, that is already the episode. It's a really short finale, really sweet finale, and I think it's been really great doing Algos in 10 Season 3 with you guys. Have a nice evening. Thank you.